One of the hardest things about gaming, at least in my opinion, is learning how to keep your temper in control whenever the game starts getting annoying. And for certain games, like, for example, Dead by Daylight, this could be very, very infuriating to deal with. So because of that, I reached out to a mutual of mine, Shy, who is a VTuber and an absolutely wonderful person. Of course, her link will be in the description down below for you to go check her out. But Shy has been known to keep a very positive attitude even when things are frustrating her. So today I brought her onto the channel to ask her exactly how she did it and her thoughts on certain things regarding positivity in gaming. So I hope you guys enjoyed the discussion. Again, please make sure to go check out Shy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
All right, so before we get into the conversation, do you want to tell Twitch and YouTube and all of them a little bit about yourself, what you do, and all that stuff?
Yeah, my name's Shy. I'm a full-time content creator, and yeah, it's pronounced Shy, not Che, not Chi, not Che. It's Shy, it's short for Cheyenne. I play a lot of Dead by Daylight. Sometimes I do some variety. I'm a VTuber, sometimes I have my webcam on. I just do whatever I feel is best for me that day. Right.
And those of you on Twitch might be wondering, I brought Shy here today to talk a little bit about keeping a positive attitude. We're going to be mostly focusing on Dead by Daylight, but it's in gaming in general. Most people who know me know that I'm a very angry individual when it comes to games, and I find it hard to keep positive. If I'm not angry, I'm usually like shutting down, kind of neutral. So I just wanted to bring on a voice to talk a little bit about, you know, a little bit more happier stuff. So the first question I had was when you're getting ready to play, is there any kind of like things you mentally prepare for, or you just take everything as it comes along, or what?
I kind of just take it as it comes. I feel like that's easier for me. But I mean, okay, this kind of gets a little off topic. I have an anxiety disorder, so I'm constantly always thinking of like the worst thing that could happen at all times and like how to prepare for it. So I guess maybe that does transfer more into gaming more than I like would initially think or realize. But I usually try to take things as it comes, but I usually don't care too much if I like win or lose in a game. Well, I should say in Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, fair enough.
There are some games that I care a little bit more.
There are games I actively refuse to stream because of how much they tilt me.
I'll be playing Pokemon like TCG Pocket and like screaming at my phone over like heads or tails, like coin flips. Like,
what's the thing in DBD that like pisses you off the most? Like the one like common occurrence that like always makes you have to sit back and breathe for a second?
It's literally nothing that other people do. It is getting my like hits or hatchets. I play a lot of Huntress, like dedicated, validated, whatever you want to call it. Like on my screen, I hear the splat, I see the blood, like they scream, but the hit doesn't actually register. That is like the one thing that genuinely tilts me. That
was something I was talking to Chad about one time. I was getting pissed off because I was like, all I want is a game to function that functions properly. That's all I want. Behavior. I just want your game to please function properly. I want hits that should hit to hit. I want misses that should miss to miss. I want pallets that should stun to stun. And one time I had somebody drop a pallet that was like 3 feet away from me, and I got stunned. And I was like, okay.
One time, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
One time I was watching, I forgot who it was. They were playing Wraith and they had Spirit Fury and they had like the stacks and they were trying their hardest to get stunned. But you know when you're all up in a pallet and like it should stun you but it doesn't? That happened to them like 6 times in a row. They're like, just stun me! I want to get stunned! Please!
There's nothing worse than building a build and getting absolutely zero value out of your build.
Especially when it's to like no fault of your own.
Yeah.
Like I guess that's what really bothers me, when things are completely out of my control.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling chat one day. I was like, if I'm playing bad, I get irritated because I know I could play better. But at the very least, I know it's my fault, right? I could just do better. But when it feels like everything's out of your control, so when stuff starts feeling like that, when it starts feeling like it's out of your control, how do you handle that?
So, like when I'm streaming or in general?
That's actually a good differential to make. I guess in general first, and then like when you're streaming, because there's two different, as streamers, we have to be, we have to find different coping mechanisms, because taking my shirt off and going all Hulk roid rage doesn't really work when I'm streaming.
I mean, it would probably get you on some live stream fails clips or something. So, like I said, if I'm getting like frustrated, I'll like yell a little. I'm like, "Oh my god, are you serious?" Like I get like, but like I don't get like actually upset at other people or like insulting them, right? Well, I'll be like, "You bitch," but like I don't actually mean them. I mean like their character or like their card or like like I don't ever mean it to like actually be at that person. And then when I'm streaming, if I'm tilted, I'm usually just like pretty quiet. When I'm really quiet, that's when I'm like not in a good mood. Like, I know I see some clips of people just like screaming, insulting, like saying horrible things that get them like banned or should get them banned off platforms or get banned. But like when I'm really upset, I'm like quiet or I complain. I'm like quiet except for when I'm complaining. Which I don't like. Obviously, I don't want to come off that way. I don't want to like be in a negative mood or make anyone else feel negative like watching my content. That's not like why I make content or why I want people to be like in my stream. Because if I'm constantly negative, I'm going to be attracting other people that are negative and then pushing away people who are more positive, which is literally the opposite of what I want. Like,
No, I definitely get that. That was something that I was talking honestly to myself about. I'm sure you saw the shit that went down with me recently, and when it came to that particular person, I was just like, I just don't understand why you want to build your content off of what the things you do, off of just shitting all over other people. Like, I just don't get it, because like then you foster a community that's very very not fun to be around. Your mental health starts to decline, things like that. That's why I started doing videos where I just talk about shit I like as well as, shit I hate. Because it's easy to complain and make jokes about the things you're complaining about. It's very easy to make content like that. But yeah, no, it's definitely hard to figure. Is there like particular coping mechanisms you do while live, or?
Well, yeah, sure. Well, since I usually don't have my webcam on, this is a huge like bonus. Like, sure, you can see my VTuber's face a little, like I have face tracking and stuff, but sometimes I like just take a deep breath. Sometimes I do have to just be like, I have to like scream for a second. I'm like, okay, I'm okay now. Like sometimes I have to let it out. I'm like, guys, and then I'm like, okay, I'm fine now. Sometimes I have to let it out, right?
Yeah.
I just try my best to be like, that's okay. Like, I understand something like frustrating just happened, but maybe I can come back from this. Maybe it doesn't determine the game. If it does, whatever, I'll just play another game after. Like, it'll be fine. Like, I just try to focus on the big picture and not like the little small things that are adding up. I'm like, I'm playing a game. I'm hanging out with my community. They're here watching me. They don't care if I win or lose. They really don't. Like, at the end of the day, I'm just entertaining people and I'm trying to make other people happier. So me being in this bad mood isn't going to help. So I'm like, okay, this is frustrating. I like close my eyes. I take a deep breath, sometimes scream a little, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine now.
Do you think there's a big problem for like overexposure to like the game? Like, we play it, or well, I don't as much anymore, but like you play it so much that like you find yourself having to step away for a stream or two, or do you just, like, when you're not streaming, you just straight up don't play DBD?
So that's a really good question, because I feel like for some people, I think they definitely should take more time off than they do. Like, I'm someone, I can play every day and not really get tilted at it or get frustrated. Like, unless it's like with the horrible desync and it just feels like super unplayable, but like that's not as bad anymore, right?
Yeah.
I literally used to stream DBD like 12 hours a day, and then I'd end stream and then play with my friends offline. I can't do that anymore. Yeah, I would be playing DBD like 16 hours a day.
That's something that, yeah, I can't do anymore either. 2,200 hours in, I can't do it no more.
Oh, I was 6 hours. And I started playing when Nemesis came out. I was racking up those hours. But now DBD is like just my on-stream thing. I very rarely will play it offline or if I'm not making content.
What when it comes to how do you identify that you need to take a break whenever it's getting too much?
Oh, that is when I am just... Was that me?
What?
Okay, sorry. I heard a noise like something disconnected on my PC. I was... Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I was like, is my mic okay? It's when I'm just completely negative. Like, if I'm being, like, really quiet, if I'm not laughing, if I'm not making jokes, if I'm just literally complaining and, like, just being overly negative, I'm like, I can't do this. Like, this is bad for my mental health, bad for my community. And then I start, like, spiraling. I'm like, now I'm being a bad streamer. Oh, now, like, no one's gonna want to watch me. I'm gonna scare away, like, my wholesome community that I spent years building, right? I'm like, I'm just gonna turn into a negative Nancy. Or I'm going to, like, upset someone and then get, like, blasted on social media when, like, I never ever want to upset other people. That's not my intention at all with, like, any of this.
Right.
So, like, I guess once I see myself start being just super negative or getting really upset, like, yesterday, I was streaming for, like, 9 hours, and I had, like, my last 4 games I was playing killer, and I had, like, 6 of my hatches get validated. I'm like, guys, this is my last game. I'm ending right now. I was trying to get to, like, a certain point. I was trying to get to, like, YouTube before I ended stream, but I was like, I'm beyond frustrated. I'm ending now. Bye, guys. I'll see you, like, Wednesday.
Yeah. I think, and you can tell me if you agree or disagree. I think when it comes to, like, positivity, keeping positive attitudes, even the most positive people, like you, Lilith, Ghost Arcade, you know, people like that, even you guys hit a point where it's like, okay, I can't do this right now. Do you think that some people believe that you guys you're, I don't want to say happy, but it's the only word I can think of, but you're, like, happy with the game all the time, and that might be what kind of ruins their mood? Like, they find themselves getting frustrated, they find themselves getting aggravated, and then they're like, well, if this streamer can stay positive all the time, why can't I? Do you think that that's a thing, or do you think something's different with that kind of mentality?
I don't know. I've had people say that it's, like, toxic positivity.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I have a lot of things that I think need to be changed and improved with the game. Like, I'm not happy with everything. I'm constantly, like, pushing for more accessibility and just, like, changes in the game itself. It's like, I'm not happy with everything in the game, but I wouldn't be able to play a game full time if I was focusing on all the negative nonstop. So I'm not sure if that, like, if that impacts other people in a bad way. I've had people tell me that, like, how I view the game or, like, my outlook has made them view it in a different way, and they, like, try to take things more positively. So, like, I've heard the positive side of that. I haven't heard the negative. Like, you're positive all the time and you're ruining my game. Like, I haven't really heard that.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not sure if it would impact people that way. If it does, I'm sure they probably just block me and don't watch me.
Yeah.
Right?
It's definitely something that I was wondering if there was just an unrealistic expectation to be positive all the time, that people might see. Because, like, I don't know, I mean, I don't know how many people out there know, but as a content creator, we get robbed of our humanity so much. Like, people treat us as if when the cameras turn off, we just cease to exist. I think people forget we're real people behind the screen. And so I don't know if there are people out there that just think that you're positive or happy all the time. But
yeah, there are.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the harder facets of content creation, is for people to just remember that we are human, and we are flawed. Do you have...
I feel... Oh, sorry.
No, go for it. What's up?
So, like, I feel like I definitely have people who think that I'm just, like, this positive bundle of joy all the time, but I feel like my stream is, like, me, like, times 10, like my persona, but like amplified, like who I am as a person, but like just more because I'm very quiet and socially like awkward in real life. What was your next question?
What would you tell people out there who want to try approaching things with a positive attitude more often? Like, how would you advise them about changing their mentality?
Sure, I love this question actually. So what I like to do is I like to focus on what I can control in a game. Like, let's say I'm solo queue, right? And I'm getting frustrated at my teammates. Well, at the end of the day, I can only control what I can do. So I'm like, what can I do better in this situation? Was there anything I could have done? Like, even though it's a team game, I'm a part of this team. So I try to like focus on what I could do. Same with Killer, but Killer, it's like all on you essentially.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, maybe they're just better than me. Like, that's okay. Like, if I'm losing super bad, I'm like, well, sometimes I go back and I'm like, what could I have done different? I could do this. I could have done that. Or sometimes they're just better than me. I can't do anything. That's okay too. Like, it feels kind of shitty in the moment, but I'm not going to hold on to it for like 3 days being upset about a game of DVD.
Right.
But yeah, I guess that's the most important thing. Focus on what you can control and just see what you can do better. I feel like otherwise you're going to go insane trying to be like, my teammates aren't playing optimally. They're supposed to be worse than if you're playing Killer. Like, these people can't be better than me. Like, I don't know. That's not realistic. I feel like you're gonna like actually drive yourself insane if you're going down that path. Like,
a bit of self-reflection goes a long way.
It really does. And then when you're saying like being positive, I don't know if you only mean like during the game itself, but please do not be rude to people in endgame chat. Like, it doesn't matter if you're super frustrated. Like, just take a minute. They're people. Even if they're being awful, just report them. Don't stoop down to their level.
That was actually leading into my next question. As a genuinely positive and upbeat person, misery loves company, and there's no better company than the company you create. So I'm sure people try to bring you down often. How do you deal with that kind of stuff?
So usually I laugh. I just laugh, and it makes them more mad, and they usually leave, and it makes me feel better. Like, genuinely, I just laugh an awful lot. But it's actually funny you say that. I've been like playing anonymous mode, trying to see if people treat me like differently, if they don't know it's me. And I've actually had way more people being mean to me in anonymous mode. I've had streamers saying slurs to me while live and like horrible things. I've reported them on DVD, Steam, and Twitch, but it's like wild where I'm like, I feel like if I was showing my name, they wouldn't be doing this to me. But like, I don't know. It's just, even if people try to bring me down, it can get overwhelming. Like, let's say you have like 5 back-to-back games where people are just like telling you to like end your life in endgame chat, or just saying like weird homophobic things because you wear pride flags in game. Like, that definitely does get draining. It really does. If I'm having too much negativity like that, well, first of all, I report them in endgame chat, and then I also file a ticket on the website, which is really annoying to do. I know most people don't do it, but I do it because I want like to make sure that something actually happens to people who are going around being this negative. Because while it doesn't affect me too much unless it's like repeated, or let's say I have a really bad day, like, you never know what someone's going through. These people's words could like really upset other people. Like, I'm used to the internet. Maybe some people only game like 3 hours a week and they're just trying to have fun and like blow off steam from like their stressful job, their stressful like home life. You never know what people are going through. So I don't know. It's really tough. I just report them and hope that I see that ban message and like within the next week or two I saw it on DVD, and that makes me feel a little bit better. But if I'm feeling like it's too much, I do step away. I'm like, okay, people are being too negative. I either take days off of streaming, or I just play like a different game that I know will just relax me.
Well, Miss Shy, that was all the questions I had for you today. Is there anything left that you'd like to say to the people watching on Twitch or YouTube?
Sure. Well, first, thank you for having me. And sorry, I feel like I ramble off for questions.
No,
I might
no,
lose my
you're
train of thought, but essentially, I guess just try to make a positive impact on someone's life. You can be anything you want to be on the internet, like genuinely you can. So maybe just try being nice to people, even if you didn't have a good experience with them in game. Like, I don't know. There's another person behind the screen. No matter where you are online, just try to not be. Try not to make their day worse. That's my advice, my suggestion.
All right. Well, if you want to join me in thanking our channel members over on YouTube, listed on screen now. If you want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much. I'm sure Shy does as well, and we'll see you in the next one.
Need more Kaiser in your life? Well, I've got you covered. Check out my second channel, The Kaiser Extras, where I upload full gameplays, stream compilations, me reacting to your Dead by Daylight clips, and more. We also upload a daily short with all the greatest clips from stream. We'll see you over there. Link is in the description.